Okay, welcome everyone to our AMA with TreeMeister. We've got Mr. Balloon Hands here speaking on behalf of the project. So, Mr. Balloon Hands, the way that these formats, AMA format kind of works is that I've got a list of questions here that I've got written down, and we'll ask them, along the AMA. Towards the end, we'll take some questions and also run up with our cahoots and regular giveaways. So, for those who maybe don't know TreeMeister yet, obviously we did a review on you guys. So can you introduce yourself and I believe the two other devs behind TreeMeister?
Yeah, correct. Well, thank you very much for having us. This is a team of three. Myself, people call me Mr. Balloon Hands, which is something that I don't think that I ever imagined in my life, but here we are and we're embracing it fully. There's TreeMeister, who is our software engineer, and there's Calvin Hamilton, who is a doxed. He was willingly, happy to dox himself. He is Gary Vaynerchuk's previous social media manager. So that is who the team is comprised of, and we're, I think this project is, since we launched Tree, is around just over 2.5 weeks old so far. So we're looking to continue to grow with everybody.
Fantastic. Yeah, it's always good to have a couple devs on board. I mean, I'm a dev myself, and it does get a bit, a little bit tough, if you're all managing everything by yourself. So it's good to know you got two other guys helping you on. So where did the name TreeMeister come from, and where did the kind of idea? Because it's a very kind of specific idea, I guess. It's not something that you think of every day.
Sure. So the name came from, it's an early 2000s YouTube video called "Drinking Out of Cups." We thought that I was actually pretty shocked to see that no one has ever really done a deep dive into legacy YouTube meta. So we thought that was a really cool place to start. And what we wanted to do was develop characters based upon that video that was extremely viral back in I think it was in 2006. So the idea really came from that, to pull from early YouTube meta and to kind of pioneer that aspect. The name TreeMeister is something that we gave to our character. In the video, he refers to himself. It's a bunch of ridiculous lines. But in the video, he refers to himself one time and he says, "I'm the king of the trees. I'm the TreeMeister." It's basically a 2-minute long video of the original YouTube of incoherent sentences that was animated and put into a lizard. There's actually, you can deep dive into Drinking Out of Cups and you'll see there's a bunch of whether it's blog articles or it's YouTube videos analyzing it, there's a whole bunch of theories behind it. So we thought that was a really great place to start for our first project.
Fantastic. Yeah, I mean, it's nice to have an actual backstory, behind the names of projects. A lot of the new projects we see are basically just the same things rebranded. So to know there's actually some kind of background and history behind, where the name of the project came from, it's actually really cool. So actually, from what I understand, you guys are also working on your own animated series, right? Like your own TreeMeister animated series.
Yeah, that's correct. So we really wanted to, we've analyzed a bunch of projects. I'll give a little backstory here too. TreeMeister and myself met in the Telegram chat. We didn't know each other. We took 2 months for us to develop a relationship. We basically met in another project that was rugged, and we were the last men standing. And we got to talking, and that's how we formed this project. And then Calvin Hamilton is a friend of mine in real life. I reached out to him and said, is this something that you would be interested in doing? And he said, absolutely. So we got to talking and said, what's the idea of which this can be built on? Because we didn't want to just have a logo. We didn't want to just have a name of a token and launch it. We really wanted to have a brand build. So that's what we did a deep dive into. And we said, what can we do with these characters to create something that's unique in the space? And the idea came as an animation. So like I said before, we wanted to really take these characters that are introduced in the original YouTube video and give them their own personalities and their own identities. This is something that video didn't do. And we thought that it would be a really cool thing to create original scripts based around these characters and start building out a storyline. So hopefully people can grow attached to them and, have a little bit more of an emotional connection to the project. So the animations is kind of the foundation of which this project is built on.
So how many episodes have you got planned for it? Like, where's the ideas for the videos coming from?
Yeah, sure. They're coming from our own brains. We're having fun really coming up with ideas. We are scripted at this point up until episode 7. We have released 3 thus far. We're trying to release them in 7 to 10 day increments, which is something that we've been able to hit. We've also created some additional like evergreen content for marketing purposes that we've released, all of which you can find in our assets folder. On our website, we have a section in there called assets. This is a spot where community members can go and download, whether it's memes, logos, brand guidelines, like everything is in there. Including these videos that people can use as marketing purposes.
Got you. So essentially, people can kind of make their own stuff out of your. People can kind of make their own stuff as well. Your stuff as well.
Correct. We wanted to deliver the professionally made product, and then people can slice it up however they'd like. But at least we know that we have some control over the brand guidelines. It's important to us. Something that we know what we're doing is we're really pulling inspiration from our in real life jobs. Like we're business people. We're taking this extremely seriously, and we're pulling inspiration from other places. Like we're not looking at other crypto projects and saying, what are they doing? How can we do it? Right? This whole space is full of just copy paste projects. We really didn't want to do that. So we're pulling inspiration from outside sources, places that you really wouldn't think of. And how can we apply that to this model? It's been a lot of fun. It's different, and we appreciate and embrace that. Did I lose you? Hello?
Sorry, I was on mute the whole time. I'm really sorry.
Oh, it's cool.
I was saying we can stay here all day and talk about projects being rebranded duplicates, but
yeah,
it's nice to see there's actually something new in the space that actually hasn't been done before. So have you guys already started animation of these episodes yet or not?
Oh yeah, we did. So it was important to us that we had have a back catalog of content ready to go. So when we launched, it wasn't launching with the idea of, hey, we have this idea for an animation. It was, hey, here's the first episode. So we launched the token in conjunction with the actual first episode. Since then, we have released 3, and we are in process for our 4th. So in the course of the past 3, I think it's been 2.5 to 3 weeks, I don't remember honestly, of the project, we've been able to deliver pretty much on average 1 a week. And like I said, we're scripted up to 7, 4 is in production right now. And a really cool thing about this, to show, again, pulling in inspiration from outside industries and places, one of the most important thing in business is to, be adaptable and to listen to, criticisms and feedback. So we take our community really seriously. And one thing that the community was saying after watching the first 2 episodes is, this is cool, this is great, but it's not really crypto centric. And truth be told, we didn't plan for it to be. We, in the first couple of episodes that we scripted, it really wasn't based upon any cryptic world whatsoever. So the community reached out to us in different ways, and we listened. And what we did was we actually interrupted our own series. And if you look at our 3rd release that we just put out late last week, I think it was late last week, it's crypto-centric. So we did it in a fun way where we interrupted our own intro to the show and positioned it as like a breaking news type thing. And we had it as like a press conference covering all of the drama surrounding the Pepe token. So that's what that's about. But that was basically a suggestion from our community, and we thought that it was really interesting. And then pulling from other animations, we've applied that now to our current token. So I'm not sure if you're familiar, if anybody here is familiar with the show Beavis and Butthead, but it's an animation where there is always an underlining story, but then the episodes always found the 2 characters sitting on the couch analyzing or critiquing or making fun of like pop culture, music videos, etc. So we thought that that's a really cool way to incorporate this into the token. So anytime that there is a crypto-centric event that we feel that we can have an opinion on, or we can poke jabs at or make fun of, or talk about positively, we're going to interrupt that animation series and work into it, work the animation into the crypto world that way. Sorry, I'm a little wordy, so feel free to cut me off.
Fantastic. No, you're doing great, man. It's cool. I mean, I was surprised when you said that the plan wasn't kind of to have it very crypto centric at all. Because I think like having that tool, whether it's, you know, I don't mean like the entire episodes like have to be all about crypto, right? But what you said there about like having that breaking news kind of thing, where you talk about the Pepe drama, I think like little touches of crypto in that kind of sense would be, you know, just the perfect amount, because you don't want it to be like you're watching, you know, just crypto news in an animated form, right? So the way you guys have got it running so far, exactly. I mean, personally, I haven't watched it, but I'll definitely give a couple episodes a watch.
Please.
But yeah, we'll move on. So, you guys have got like upcoming like.
I want to build in one thing there. I'm sorry, but one way that we knew that we were going to build in crypto into this world is from community members. We were going to and have been running contests, and the contest winner will actually be featured in the video. So we're going to build characters into the series who are going to be based upon actual community members. So one of the first, there's been a community member who is really active from the get-go. He goes by the name Hexagon. He won the first contest. He will be scripted now into episode 5. And he's going to be a character.
That's really cool.
And he submitted a PFP. If you're comfortable submitting a real picture of yourself, we're happy to script it based around that and animate you into the series based upon that. If you want to send us in like a PFP that you're currently using, we'll draw that out. And the PFP that he has presented us is fucking wild. So it's going to be a really interesting character to build in. So that's a way that we knew that we were going to build in crypto into the space, is by building in community as opposed to like events.
Fantastic. Yeah. I mean, moving on to events as well. So you guys have got like upcoming like IRL events, right? In like US and Europe?
Yeah. Yeah. So one thing that's important to us, and we really wanted to get across for this project, again, flipping the meme coin token on its head, or just the idea of it. We started off with the premise of all delivery, no hype. Like, you'll see that all over our website. One thing that I can't stand about projects is when I see a roadmap. To me, a roadmap is just a wish list, right? There's really nothing there that is determining the outcome of what's going to happen for the project. So what we decided to do was saying, no, as soon as we have something in motion and we feel comfortable and confident enough in what we're building, we're just going to release it, or we'll release the concept, right? So like, we have NFTs in process that we're building out for this token, but we didn't announce that until we already had things underway, and we felt that it was at a point where we can now comfortably announce it without over promising and under delivering. So like, when it comes to the IRL events that we were talking about, yes, we have an idea for it, where we will be creating these statues that we will be placing over different aspects of the US and Europe, which is where the team is based. And on those statues will be like a code that you can redeem prizes, whether those prizes are Tree, whether it's ETH. You know, we'll come up with the concepts for them, but it's going to be a really cool thing to create limited edition items that we can scatter across, and then almost make into like into a search. And we feel that when the community grows to a certain point and certain level, that's going to be a really fun interactive way, which will also help us create social media content for it. So what we'll do is we'll have people, sharing their experiences of going to find these statues across these areas. So that was the idea for that. And again, something that we felt confident and comfortable announcing because it is in motion.
I really like that idea of hiding like statues and stuff like across cities. I actually quite like it, because I remember back in like the YouTube days when like YouTubers used to have events, and they used to like hide a bunch of these like things across London and like other cities. And you're right, it does bring a lot of media attention. It does bring a lot of kind of, hey, there's something going on. There's a real life event that you can partake in. And you don't even have to be involved in crypto. Exactly. You don't even have to be involved in crypto, as long as you can market it in a way of, hey, you could win something if you just go out and find something.
Yeah, exactly. We're looking forward to it. So we need to build to a certain threshold in order to do that, right? Right now, our community is pretty small. It's powerful, but it's small. We need to build it to a certain level where we can, do these events so that they're impactful. That's what's really important to us. And I just want to be just transparent with you. I have until 4:55 today. I know that we started a little late, but I wanted just to set that that tone with you guys from the get-go in case we need to, expedite something.
No problem, man.
Change topics. Okay, cool.
I know. I'm just trying to fly through these questions quickly. So you guys are working on a merch. You guys are working on a merch store, right? So what kind of merch can people expect to be there? Can you buy with crypto? Can you buy with fiat? Maybe even tree tokens?
Yeah. At the current moment, it will be purchased via fiat. The products that we'll be releasing will be like limited edition items. So when we create them, it'll just be a design up there. And then when we do release the merchandise store, what we're going to do is recycle designs every month or so. So we're keeping a continuous evolution of the merchandise. And what we've announced there is any proceeds from the sale will go towards purchasing a buyback for the token, and that'll just get sent to a burn wallet. So
fantastic.
Think of it as a not-for-profit.
Perfect. You answered my second question already. So, continuing about the token, I guess. You guys have some good tokenomics, decent LP, pretty low taxes as well. So, could you just go over the tokenomics? Anything involved with the token and kind of revenue factors?
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. So, one of the things that's important about this project that we think is unique is we have a 2% buy tax and a 0% sale tax. Our logic behind that was if you want out of the project, by all means leave. Right? We're not gonna penalize you for doing so. So we have a very modest 2% buy tax. That's it.
Fantastic. And you mentioned that the revenue that's going to come from the merch store, that's going to go to buying and burning, right?
Correct. Yes.
Fantastic. So, personally, I just thought of this actually. So, I think similar to the statue event, what if you guys incorporated like a hidden message or like something that people can decode in the animated series, and then people who can decode that can win a prize.
Yep. If you look
doing that already.
At the animations. Yep. If you look closely at the animations, there are objects in there, key objects in there that will be featured in the IRL event. So we're doing that.
Oh, right. Great. Well, there you go. Sorted already.
But it's an awesome suggestion. And I want to say thank you. I know when we first connected with you guys and your team, you guys were really forthcoming with ideas, which we loved. I think somebody on your team had a great idea for the NFT series. And, again, listening to community, listening to feedback, we're doing it. So I loved the concept that came up upon our initial conversation, and we're putting it into full action.
Of course, man. Well, essentially, take us as part of your community as well. We also got ideas and stuff like that.
Awesome. It's all about collaborating with people. I think that this space is, it can be very isolated, and it seems that like everything is like very individualistic. So again, coming into it with a different concept, we want to collaborate with people, that we want to grow with people, not against them. Another thing for the animation that we're wanting to build into the future, we haven't been really successful in doing so just yet. But we want to be able to like talk to, influencers in the space and build them into the animation. And then if this animation comes to a point where we feel that it's giving mass exposure to the space, influencers can reach out to us. There could be product placements in there that reach out to us, and the people who refer us, community members who refer us to the people, will give a referral fee right back to them in the form of ETH or Tree. So there's other creative ways of how we can really build this in a unique way and collaborate, not just within ourselves, but within the community as well. Collaboration, I think, is key to success for many businesses, including my own.
Of course, yeah. I mean, collaboration is definitely a huge part of crypto as well. And it can be great for marketing as well.
For sure.
So just a quick question also that I want to add on is how long do the animated videos kind of take to develop? What's your costs for those? And, are you outsourcing them? Are they part of your team making them? How does that work?
Yeah, we have an animator. He's not an official part of the team, but we do have an animator. Our videos are our animations are consistent. We're able to pump them out within 7 to 10 days. We wanted to work ahead of schedule from the get-go. So when we already had episode 1 done, we also had episode 2 done and episode 3 in the works. So we didn't want to work, we wanted to work like, basically having everything already back cataloged in a way so that we're not waiting on the deliverables. So it's allowed us to, like I said, launch an animation, average 1 a week.
Of course, yeah, fantastic. So another question I've got for you before we move on to the community questions.
Yeah.
So, we saw how, September has been a generally bearish month, across all of crypto,
Yep.
also heavily hitting meme coins, also very clearly heavily hitting you guys as well. So obviously being a community-driven token, price action usually fluctuates in correlation with how active the community is.
Yes.
In your case, obviously the community is still there. However, we saw September being September. But how do you guys plan to grow the Tree community and get that bullish momentum back and reverse, obviously, back to all-time highs?
Sure. Through consistency, through execution. We're building. Calvin posted something on Twitter the other day when he shared the new video, but we're building day by day, and we're doing things in a way that is showing strength in our belief in the project, right? We understand that we're nothing without our community. I will be fully transparent and say that I know that a lot of people in the community have asked us to be more active in it. We take the mindset of, again, pulling from our inspiration of our current, in real life jobs, of quality over quantity, right? If I have nothing to say at the moment that isn't of substance, we're not going to say it, which I think is different for the space. People are used to just having devs post like memes or post, little, I don't know, just text across or tweets, but we really wanted to go into this with a quality over quantity mindset. And that's something that we're really analyzing, because the community, everybody's so preconditioned to instant gratification, people talking nonsense. It's just not our style. Somebody told us the other day that we're like a meme coin functioning as a utility token, which I actually thought was kind of cool. But some people in the community, they have different expectations. And I think that that's reflective in the price action. But also it being bearish, time in the market. But truth be told, I would much rather build in the bear market than in a bull market. Because if we can prove success in a bear market, and we can prove consistency and that execution on our concepts and ideas, I think that we're going to thrive in the bull market.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. Honestly, I live by the motto, build in the bull. Build in the bear, because
Sure.
If you can really, like you said, exactly like you said, if you can really thrive in the bear market, and if you can really excel in that, I think once the bull market comes back, you guys have been doing great. Yeah,
I appreciate that. Awesome. Do you want to open it up to community? Do you have any other questions that we can go over?
Yeah. So before we start the community questions and the Kahoot, why would you personally consider TreeMeister to be a good project to be part of, and where also do you see it going in the near future? Cool.
Partially doxed team, which shows belief in the project, which shows, in my opinion, longevity. A 2% buy tax, a 0% sell tax, which is not common in the area. A team that is delivering on exactly what they said, as opposed to having a wish list roadmap of trying to hit these things. We're just delivering them as we go. So we're not saying that we're going to do something, we're just doing it and then saying, here it is, for better or for worse, here it is. To me, that shows confidence in the team. We're very vocal on these AMAs and on our VCs. We're extremely transparent, maybe sometimes even almost too transparent, but we pride ourselves on that transparency to make sure that there's trust within the community and that they know that we're here to build for the long run. So to me, I believe that we have all the ingredients for success. I look forward to seeing this project continue to grow, and we're doing our best to send it.
Fantastic. Well, there you go, guys. That's why you should buy and invest into TreeMeister. Thank you, Mr. Baloohans, for answering all of my questions. It's time I hand it over to the community. So, first question here we got from DeFi Whale. He says they mentioned that they have future plans for CEX listings and have reserved some tokens for this. Does it mean they'll be going zero tax when they do list, and how do they plan to sustain their revenue once they do?
Sure. So we do have a 5% team token allocation, which if you look on Etherscan is locked. So we have set aside tokens for that. At this current moment, we are not putting into action anything in regards to any sex listings. But that is something in the future that we are going to evaluate and determine what's the best course of action for it. And I will say, just again, for full transparency, if it comes to any technical questions, my role in this project is to be the mouthpiece. My role in this project is to be a creative director. Any technical questions, you're more than welcome to post in our Telegram, and we will have TreeMeister reply back to you if I can't answer something. I think one of the best ways to answer a question, if you don't know the answer to it, is just to say, we'll get back to you.
Fantastic. Yeah, I definitely agree, because it's never good to kind of answer a question when you're not too sure about it, and then maybe you tell them something wrong, and then it gets into a whole different kerfuffle. So moving on to our second question, Emerald asks, could you provide more details about the Tree crypto animation series, including its educational aspects and how NFT owners will be involved? And how does Tree plan to reward NFT owners who contribute to the crypto animation series, and what type of
for the NFT, we are currently developing the utility for it. I don't want to announce it just because it hasn't been solidified at this point, but there will be a utility for the NFT. I feel that to answer the questions about the animations, since they're already there, go watch them. And I think that you'll get a really quick idea as to what they're about and how we're building this. I'd rather let them speak for themselves rather than me speak on its behalf, because it's not just a concept, they're already there for you to observe. Is that a fair way of putting it, do you think?
Yeah, that's fair. Very cool.
Okay.
Fantastic. So next question we got from Greed. What plans does the project have to protect investors and ensure sustainability if the meme's popularity declines? And also, does the project have a token burning mechanism in place to control inflation and potentially scarcity after time?
There is currently no burn in place at this very moment. What was the first part of the question? I'm sorry, you were cutting in and out just a little bit, and it was a lengthy question, so I want to make sure that I answer everything.
That's right. He said, Telegram's bugging out for me. What plans does the project have to protect investors and ensure sustainability if the meme's popularity declines?
Sure.
He's talking
Yep. So the way that we're really combating that is by creating, these characters as original characters, as opposed to just relying on a meme, right? So if you look at all the meme tokens that are out there, they're generally just like a picture of something, right? We're developing storylines, and we hope that those storylines translate to longevity.
Fantastic. Yeah. Moving on to the next question. Sorry.
Did we lose you?
No, I'm still here. Telegram's just bugging out for me. Wagmisor says, have you explored the possibility of collaborating with any renowned cartoon franchises or characters to introduce some kind of humor and excitement into your meme project's animations?
No, because we're still concentrated on developing these characters that we're working with. We're nowhere near the scale of building in outside animation characters at this point. However, as I mentioned before, if there is a project in which people think we could be a good fit for in the crypto world, we're happy to reach out. And if you want to make that introduction, we are more than willing to figure out fun ways to collaborate. But we need to grow this, to a higher level. If you look at our videos, our community is doing a great job of sharing them, but the views aren't there just yet. And we need to continue to build them and to gain that strength that people would be looking for in order to work with us. We're not there yet, though.
Of course, yeah. I mean, personally, I would, focus on what you're doing right now. Grow the TreeMeister into a proper kind of, I guess, meme of your own, I guess, a franchise of your own.
Yep.
And then obviously you can consider adding, stuff later on. Another
Yes.
good question from DeFi Whale. He says they also mentioned that contests for the community, including prizes for being features in upcoming animations. Where's the funding for this coming from? Will it also be taken out of the 5% remaining supply after LP?
No,
The
we
5%
used our own
locked supply
personal
I'm
money.
talking about.
No, we're using the we're using the marketing budgets to form long-term relationships with influencers. The animations are we're paying for personally, and we can sustain that.
Well, there you go. There's your answer. The team are paying for it out of their own pockets. Well, no, it's not often you see people do that a lot,
Well, I think that I ask this question all the time in my real business. I say to people, in what business can you be successful without having any overhead? Right? It's not possible. If it is possible, it's a fluke.
Yeah.
So we believe in putting our money where our mouth is and investing in this project.
I think a lot of devs in this space are just very scared in general to kind of put their own money into things. They kind of rely on taxes and stuff, which isn't really good because you got to treat it as a business. Every business is an investment, and
Of course.
you do need to put something in to
Yeah,
get something out.
and I think that it puts skin in the game, right? I think that that's an important aspect to this, is that when you're working on something and it's essentially a free ride for all intents and purposes, there's no skin in the game, right? So we have a lot of skin in the game, and I think that that speaks volumes to what we're doing. And most importantly, I think that when you when you talk to us, it's very clear that we're having fun. I will say that this is our first project. This space is fucking wild. The things that people say, sometimes I'm just like, where the fuck are you coming up with some of these things? And it does drive you crazy. And I know that in this space, like every day is a week, every week is a month, every month is a year. That's how people see it. We're just patient people, and we are really enjoying this process and we just refuse to be derailed. People have reached out to us and have said certain things, and man, it's stressful for sure. If anybody's thinking of starting a project, I'm just gonna forewarn you, it's fucking stressful, but we are having fun doing it. And another really cool thing about us is we're willing to share. So we're willing to share mistakes that were made. We're willing to share wins. We're willing to share strategy. Talk to Calvin, right? If you have marketing questions, like, I don't know, you work in a job and you're a part of a sales agency, I don't know, I'm just spitballing here. Reach out to Calvin, because he's more than willing to share concepts and ideas. Like, that's value in and of itself. You have Gary Vaynerchuk's previous social media manager, currently one of the largest real estate brokers in the world, social media manager at your, I shouldn't say at your disposal, but if you have a real question for him, he'll answer it. Like, you have that help built in. So if you're thinking of starting a project, like, by no means are we like know-it-alls. We're not. This is our first project, but we're willing to share. And I think that that's important.
There you go. Sorry, I'm just conscious of your time as well. I know you are coming to the end of your kind of free time here. We'll ask one more question if that's all right with you.
Yeah, please.
Cool. So Austin asks, how does TreeMeister's plan to address any potential language barriers that may arise for learners who are not fluent in English?
Yeah, it's a good question. Currently, we have a voiceover actors that we have hired for this. In the future, we have discussed subtitles for it, but we haven't really come up with a concise plan that we can share in regards to outside languages other than English. So it's something that's on our mind and on our radar. I think subtitles are the easiest response. Another thing too, in our community, like, we don't have like a separate community, say, for like Chinese investors, but we encourage people to speak their native language in the chat. And we do have other community members. Like, we have a great community member who is an investor first, reached out. We formed a relationship, and he speaks Chinese, and whenever there's somebody who comes in and speaks and has questions, like, he's there to respond for us. So, like, we encourage you guys, if you come in and it's simply not just speaking English, like, please, like, feel comfortable, please, to to speak in any language that you wish, and you will be treated with respect, and we'll make sure to get you an answer. In the event that we can't, we'll find a way to do so.
Amazing. Yeah, I mean, it's not very common that you see. I mean, I guess it's a little bit sad in a way, but it's not very common that you see, communities very welcoming of people who don't really speak very good English.
No, I fucking hate that.
Yeah, I mean, and it's really not nice because the majority of crypto is non-speaking people. I want to say at least. So it's important that you guys are accepting of people that don't necessarily speak fluent or very good English.
Yeah, I can assure you that I think that we will be the most, or if not one of the most accepting teams that you will find in the space, and we pride ourselves on that.
Amazing, fantastic. Well, thank you very, very much, Mr. Balloon Hands, for hosting. For representing TreeMeister, and best of luck with everything. Of course, yeah. Well, we'll be here.
Appreciate your time as well.
Of course, man. Anytime. Well, we'll be here keeping an eye on TreeMeister, updating as we see fit. Like I said again, thank you very much for speaking, and we'll check back in once you guys have some more progress. And I'll definitely give a watch to one of your episodes.
Please, they're quick, man. I mean, they're like 2 to 3 minutes each. Like we're keeping them short and quick because we know that people in this day and age don't have the attention span. So they're around 3 to 5, 6 minutes each. Yeah. So we analyze that and taking that into consideration. And also, I will say that episode 4 will be released most likely end of next week.
Fantastic, man. Well, thank you very, very much once again, guys. We'll move on to our cahoots in just a moment.
I'm gonna jump. Take care, guys.
Of course, man. Take care. So, I do apologize, guys. We did not have an AMA yesterday. You can blame Mike for that one, but it's okay because I'm here, and today we do have a Kahoot. So don't go just yet. Don't run away. I'll get started here in just a moment, and we should be good to go. But yeah, what do you guys think of TreeMeister? What do you guys think? I think Mr. Balloon Hand sounds very, what's the word? Truthful, I guess is the word. I'm not too sure. Genuine, that's the word. Genuine. He sounds pretty genuine. But I quite like TreeMeister, to be honest. I know I haven't really been very active in their community or necessarily been very involved, but yeah, I think they're doing great. From what I've heard, a lot of the alphas are in there, and it's all good fun, man. Good fun. So on to our Kahoot. Where's Mike? Mike isn't here today, guys. He's busy studying, unfortunately. It's September, as we all know, so people are back to school, back to learning, back to education. That's also why Keegan isn't here. But that's okay because I'm not going to uni. I'm not going to school anymore. I'm done with that. And I've decided to focus on my own things. Focus on CryptoFrog's, focus on my own stuff. Eating Duck Race, obviously, wink, wink. But if you guys have any further questions, or TreeMeister or Mr. Balloon Hands, do head over to their Telegram and just ask them away there. But for now, we'll get this Kahoot started. How was Kahoot done here? Don't worry, I'll walk you through it. 2 seconds. Sorry. I don't know what's wrong with my throat today, guys. The last 2 days have not been great. I've probably got AIDS or something. Sorry. All right. School's important. Yeah, school is important. School's important for some people, I guess. More important than to others. I mean, more important. I don't know. I'm bugging out. Okay, right. Kahoot link. Oh, sorry. Okay. Kahoot is live. So I'm going to post here. I'm going to post in the channel right now to. Actually, you know what? We're not going to do it on Telegram this time. We're going to go on Twitter. So, here, let's do this. I'll post the link on Twitter, and then you guys can go onto Twitter and join. And while you're on Twitter, you can drop a follow, maybe a retweet. Okay, so if you're new here, if you haven't played Kahoot before, essentially the way it works is to join, you can either go to www.kahoot.it and then type in this game pin, or if you want to do on mobile, you can just scan the QR code. Or if you're lazy, you can go to Twitter at CryptoFrog's Gems and then just click this link here, and it'll bring you into there. But if you're also too lazy to do that, I will leave it in the comment section of the latest post. If you're also too lazy, but let's not be lazy. So let's go on Twitter, drop a follow, and then we join. Happy days. All right, make sure you join with your Telegram username, please, guys. And I'm only going to give you a minute or two to join up, so make sure you're quick. For the joins. Come on, we can get more than 6 people in here, guys. Come on. It's not fair if we have 6 people in it. Otherwise, everyone will win. Bit quiet this hour. Yeah, I mean, it is a later AMA than usual, and it is also when people are finishing up work and driving home and stuff. Oh, excuse me. I think I'm dying out here. There we go. That's more like it. Come on, let's get at least 20 people in here. Like I said, if you want to join, either go www.kahoot.it, type in the game pin, or scan the QR code, or click the link in Telegram. Sorry, in the comment section under the latest post. Go to Twitter. I need to stop talking because my throat is going to die in a minute. Right. I'm going to give you guys 10 seconds to join up, and then we'll get going. 10, 9, 8, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and starting. I can't read out the questions today, guys. I'm sorry, my throat is aching. But yeah. Question 1. This was the first thing we talked about, so you should know this. And of course, drinking out of cups. You should know this. First thing we mentioned. And of course, we got greed in first. Once again. 2. actually don't know the answer to this. If you know this, then fair play. And apparently it's false. I'm not sure. I can't confirm or deny. So find out. And that's completely changed the scoreboard. We got Frenchley, Emerald, and Monkey King now. TreeMeister's core team is comprised of probably this is very easy. And the correct answer is 3 cores of the above. Don't forget, it's the core team. So it's Mr. Walkway, Mr. Balloonhands, and Meister himself. Scoreboard changes again. This was one of the last things we mentioned, so you should probably know this. There you go. It is true indeed. On to question 5, halfway through. You should know this as well, man. I spoke about this. I literally asked him a question about this. And obviously, it's true. We also spoke about this, so you should know this. 2 and 0. What changes again? Greed back on top. And the correct answer is false. I wonder how the scoreboard. Oh, Mr. Bean taking over now. I don't know this one. I have no idea. It's called Plagued. Wow, only 4 of you guys got that right. Well, the scoreboard changes again. Greed moving down. Mr. Bean and Diamond Hands taking over. And also a question here. This is something we didn't discuss. So if you know this, you're either cheating or you're really smart. Wow. You guys actually figured this out. Wow, 6 of you guys got that right. Nice. 4 diamond hands back on top. Last question here. I swear to God, if anyone gets this wrong, anybody gets this wrong, oh my lord, someone got it wrong. It's all good though. It's all good though. Because the scoreboard is saying Bullish in third, Reed in second, which means in first place we've got diamond hands. Wow, congratulations. Reed not in first place today. He's a regular though. He's a regular. Congratulations, guys. I will note down your usernames and get your prizes sent over tonight. Fantastic. Well, thank you everyone for joining us today for our AMA. It's been very fun, very lovely, very nice. Definitely one of the better AMAs. I know yesterday's AMA wasn't expected it to be, but hey, we're all here, we're all listening, we're all together as a community, I guess. So yeah. Well, I wish you guys all the best. I hope you have a fantastic night. And yeah, I will catch you guys. I don't have an AMA planned yet this week, but I'm going to speak to some teams and see who we can bring on. For you guys. We've already had SolarX, we just had TreeMeister. Maybe we'll bring on swap sites. I'll ask them away. All right, guys. Well, thank you very much for joining me. I'm really sorry I couldn't be reading out the Kahoot questions. My throat is killing me today. I don't know what's going on. I contracted some disease. Joking, but yeah. Congrats to everyone who won. And yeah, I will catch you guys very, very soon. Take care and good night.